Welcome to Key 5 in the Keys to Hairdressing Mastery, where we look at face shapes in hair design. Before designing a hairstyle, the hairdresser must first consider the individual client, as the success of any hairstyle depends on how well it suits the person wearing it. This begins with recognizing the shape of the face, but it also involves understanding the overall shape of the head, the face and body. The study of face shapes forms an important part of hairdressing, as it helps us understand how hairstyles can be designed to suit the individual client. In hairdressing education, we usually begin with the oval face shape. The oval is considered the most balanced and aesthetically pleasing, and it provides the foundation from which we begin to understand the other face shapes. As the proportions of the oval change, for example, if the face becomes wider, narrower, or the jawline becomes stronger, these variations begin to form the other shapes. In hairdressing, the aim of hairstyle design is often to create the illusion of a more oval appearance, as this brings balance to the overall proportions of the face. Each client will have a dominant face shape. In some cases, this will be very obvious. For example, a strong square jawline clearly indicates a square facial structure. In other cases, the shape may be less obvious. A client may have an oval face shape that leans slightly towards a heart shape, where the forehead is slightly wider than the jawline. Recognizing the dominant shape provides the hairdresser with a framework for designing hairstyles that create balance and harmony. These guidelines allow the hairdresser to design hairstyles that enhance the client's best features, while also helping to minimize areas the client may feel sensitive about. For example, a client may say during the consultation, "I have a large forehead," or "I don't like my ears showing." By understanding face shape and proportion, the hairdresser can design a hairstyle that creates balance and draws attention to the client's most attractive features. Our artistry and creativity come into play when a client shows us an inspiration picture of a hairstyle or a colour they would like us to recreate. Almost every client will then ask the question, "Will this style suit me?" This is where we tailor the haircut to the individual client, much like a bespoke suit. This means observing the client's face shape and profile together with their overall height and frame, something we have already begun to notice as the client walked into the salon. We must also consider factors such as skin tone, as this will influence the choice of hair colour. Our role as professional hairdressers that sets us apart from others is not to simply copy the photograph, but to interpret the inspiration and adapt it so that the client is delighted with their finished hairstyle and becomes a loyal client. For the full lecture on this subject, where we explore the individual face shapes and the design guidelines used to create balance in much greater detail, please contact me using the email below. In Key 6, we move on to an important technical subject, hair structure, where we begin to study the natural structure and characteristics of the hair itself.